the minimal monitoring for any patient is going to be an ECG, blood pressure cuff, and a saturation probe. Right? And you also have to measure the oxygen concentration at the patient end. Okay, so you'll see the monitors in theatre. We measure the oxygen. You've got a little sample line that extracts oxygen from right before it goes to the patient and analyzes the gases there, and then that measures then the capnograph or the CO2, and it also measures the inspiratory oxygen concentration. Right. These machines are still old. The oxygen sensor is a bit away from the patient. Okay, it still measures it on the inspiratory limb, so it's not that bad. Okay, but modern ventilators, you see, they measure it right at the patient end. Okay, not at the and not closer to the machine. Right. And obviously, you want this to be higher than 30% for any patient, and you've got to make sure that your alarms are set at 30. Okay, so the alarm will go off if it's below 30. Right. Some of the older oxygen analyzers you also have to calibrate. So what you have to do is you have to calibrate it to 100% oxygen, you have to calibrate it to 21% oxygen. Okay, so usually you'll take it out into the atmosphere and you'll calibrate it to 21%. And you'll put it back with your oxygen running and you'll calibrate it to 100%. Okay. Nee. The machine fault uit mekaar. Yeah, it says if you work somewhere you just have to make sure how the oxygen analyzer works. And if the oxygen analyzer is dependent on you calibrating it once a day, then you just have to calibrate it in the morning. Okay. The Fabius machines you still have to calibrate. So that we calibrate in theatre, but the Primus machines, they do it automatically. Right. I can maybe show you. This machine does work to some extent. So you'll take it out to the atmosphere, okay, and then it should read 21. Okay, and now if it doesn't come to 21, or say it comes to 18 or something, then you'll just turn the calibration knob to calibrate it to say to them, okay, this is 21. Okay, and you'll put it back in the circuit. Make the oxygen open, obviously. And then you'll just have to see that it shows 100. And again, just calibrate it to 100. Okay. Not rocket science. Alright. The other thing that you have to test on your circle system, the circle system is dependent on unidirectional flow. Okay, and to get unidirectional flow, you have to have valves that's working properly. Okay, so you have to see that the valves are moving. Okay, because sometimes they get stuck. If they get wet, they get stuck, and then they can obstruct the flow. So basically, for the expiratory valve, you basically just want to blow into the pipe and see that the valve are hopping up and down. Okay, and for the inspiratory one, you'll basically just squeeze your bag to see if the inspiratory one pops. Okay, so just squeezing for the inspiratory one and blowing for the expiratory one. Okay.
Ja, jetzt bei uns die Flaschen, die